Legends of the ninth son of the Emperor of Mankind are fantastic and great in their own right. Even more incredible are the deeds recorded and witnessed by those that fought side by side with the great angel. Ever the paragon of nobility, Sanguinius warred within himself with a darker nature, ever ready to spill forth. It is this eternal and internal struggle that would ultimately be his greatest feat. Greetings, YouTube! So today, fate has seen fit to bless us with the ninth Primarch, Sanguinius, the great angel, Lord of Bal Secundus, ninth Primarch of the Blood Angel Legion, the Emperor's most noble and honored son. So yes, we are looking at the JoyToy Primarch from Warhammer, Horus Heresy, Sanguinius. So, for the uninitiated, real quick, Sanguinius, beloved by all of his brothers, respected by all of them. He was the one that seemed to get along with all of them. Congenial, noble, intelligent, a beast on the battlefield, empathetic, just magnanimous. Just a great, great guy who came to a horrible and tragic end on the vengeful spirit at the hands of the traitor war master, Horus Lupercal. It is said that when the great angel walked the desert plains and wastelands of Bal Secundus, when he would weep or shed blood, in its place, new plants would grow despite the rad-soaked and chem-bathed wasteland that Bal Secundus was. He was so magnificent. All right, enough gushing about the Primarch. Let's take a look at the figure. So, very excited to get Sanguinius in hand finally. So let's look at him aesthetically. Of course, he is going to be very easy on the eyes. A very good sculpt here by JoyToy. He is very noble and handsome looking, with his long flowing locks of blonde hair. Incidentally, apparently Sanguinius, when he was first written, had black hair, but they changed it. I'm not sure why. But he has the very intricate and beautifully sculpted artificer armor. And what you notice when you look at Sanguinius is his armor is a lot more like a medieval knight's. It is more form-fitting. It is not nearly as bulky as his brothers. In fact, when you first get him and you pull him out of the package, he almost feels slight, like he feels small compared to the girth and the heftiness of the other Primarchs. Of course, he has his majestic wings, the cloak of the Carnodon. Look at all that detail in his armor, and the scabbard of his sword. And he does come with two swords. Got the head of that Carnodon. But yes, he looks very regal and resplendent in his golden armor. Another excellent job rendering this character into 1/18th scale glory. So, let's have a look at his accessories. To start off, we get 2 fists. Here's the one fist, and then his other fist is on him. You get 2 gripping hands. Here's the left one, the right one is on him. You get 2 open hands. And then you get 2 trigger fingers. Then as far as weaponry goes, we have this sword here, which I believe is called the Moon Silver Blade. And it is beautiful. Look at that handguard. And according to the lore, this was gifted to him by Rogel Dorn, made from the same alloy as the Phalanx. Then you got the Spear of Telesto, which according to the lore, can shoot a ray of energy that will vaporize any being that does not carry the blood of Sanguinius within his veins. Very nicely done. And then you have the blade in Carmine. Along with his pistol called Infernus. That does have a little holder / holster here if I can get it out of there. Kind of plain, but I like the design. It's very simple. I guess you could call his wings accessories because they do not come on him and they are removable. Other than that, though, he does not have anything else. I think I would have liked a second head. A head showing him in battle. Because while this head sculpt looks great, it's very stoic. Articulation for the Great Angel. So he has the typical JoyToy setup for Primarch for his articulation. There's a couple of areas that are inhibited. For instance, his head, when you try to do anything, his hair gets in the way, so he can move. He's on a ball joint at the neck and a ball joint at the head where the neck meets the head. But his hair, even though it's pretty bendy, it does still hinder articulation. He can't really do a whole lot because he runs into stuff. Your elbow is double jointed. You do have bicep swivel in there, which you're not seeing, but it's there. There we go. The pauldron is on the Primarch / New Terminator system with the ball joint coming from the shoulder into the pauldron, so you do get a ton of range because of that, which is excellent. You have the cup. Oh, you can't really see it in there, but there we go. That cup set up to give it the butterfly. Your wrists are on big balls. That sounded bad, but they're on big ball joints and they can go all different ways. You have a diaphragm here, which is pretty good. You have a waist ball joint here. You've got drop down hips, which mine are really stiff. Like when I first got him, I thought he didn't even have drop down hips because he wasn't moving, but it is in there. There's a drop down in there. So you can get decent range up, and his armor hinders him from going out unless you engage that drop down. Then you're able to get out. Double jointed knee. Typical setup for your ankle, which gives you a very good amount of pivot, even with this armor piece. That's impressive. I didn't even think it would be that good. And that might be it for his body, but we probably should take a look at the wings separately. So your wings plug in to the back with 2 holes, just kind of very similar to Mythic Legions, except their system, JoyToy system, looks to be a little bit more robust. It has ratchets in there, and it fits a lot tighter. It feels like a stronger hold. The wing itself has movement here, so you can splay this out, and then you have joints up here, so you got a outward motion there, and you have an outward motion there. So you can really spread this wing out and get it in some very spectacular looking poses. And they are not super light, but they're also not super heavy either. Like if you've ever held Mythic Legion's wings, their wings look great, but they're super heavy. Like, and the way their system is set up, how they go into the back of the figure, they do not hold in there very well. Whereas Sanguinius's wings seem to hold much better. And this dude, when he's fully unfurled, he looks awesome. And that is a heck of a spread. So you also get this very robust stand that looks like this here, and it is robust. It's pretty sturdy. And there's a hole in his power pack, and this yellow connector thing goes in the hole like so. And then you can get your guy, Sanguinius, looking epic, if I can get this to balance. Okay. Looking epic. Flying with the greatest of ease. Well, wasn't the greatest of ease, but yes, it does work. Very nice. Like I said, that stand is pretty robust. Like it feels heavy, it feels sturdy. To start off comparisons, we will get Sanguinius here with some of his brothers. We're getting to a point where it's hard to get them all in frame. We got Rogodorn, Horus Heresy, the Lion, 40K, the older version of the Lion, Rabute Gilliman, also 40K, and then Leman Russ, Horus Heresy. Then we got the War Master, Horus Lupercal, and Magnus the Red, the Crimson King. And yes, they are dwarfing Sanguinius, but Horus is in Artificer Terminator armor, especially made for a Primarch, and Magnus has always been very tall. I want to say he's supposed to be either the tallest or one of the tallest Primarchs, and he changes his shape sometimes because he's a sorcerer. And then here's a comparison that probably I'm the only one that was looking forward to it, but here is my custom Sanguinius that I made a few months back. I'm a tinkerer, what can I say? I had this idea to make a custom Sanguinius using a Super 7 Goldar body and some Mythic Legions parts and some Marvel Legends parts and a whole bunch of imagination. I got pretty close, but as you can see, the custom looks good probably, or looks decent on its own, but this definitely looks a lot better with your Warhammer JoyToy stuff. Okay, here's another one that I was really looking forward to. How does he look with the Sanguinary Guard? So these guys technically are 40k, but I want to say the Sanguinary Guard existed when Sanguinius was still alive, as far as I know. And then you could also throw Dante in there as well. Looking very resplendent. Some more Blood Angels love here. We got Mephiston, Chief Librarian, probably, I think. Lord of Death. And then one of the more recent Jump Pack Blood Angel Captain. I do not have any official Blood Angels Terminators. I used to, but I sold them because they were the small ones. And if you've seen any of my posts or comments on YouTube or Instagram, the size creep thing really is a bugaboo for me, because they often release stuff and then they release the upgraded version of it within the same calendar year, and it's like, yeah, I'm buying stuff that I'm gonna have to just replace, and then it's like, you're milking me for money, JoyToy. But I digress. I don't have any official Blood Angels Terminators, but I do have a custom Blood Angel Terminator a Blood Angel Chaplain in Terminator armor. Use the Ultramarines Chaplain in Terminator armor for that one. And then this is another custom Chaplain in Terminator armor. And oh boy, do I love those Terminators. Can't get enough of them. Okay, to finish up these JoyToy comparisons, here we got the Horus Heresy Fafnir Ran, and then we got a Cataphractii Terminator from Horus Heresy. Stepping away from JoyToy, now we have the Zesray Monster, Bull, Lamb, Buffalo Dude, and Mythic Legion's Belphegor. Figured I'd put these guys in here since I have them out for another project. You got Poseidon, Zeus, Hades, and then we have Tila as a sorceress from Masterverse. Showing some Zesray love here. We have a gladiator on the left, and then you got a female gladiator on the right. A few more comparisons here. The Norseman from Frazetta Girls. The Diablo Barbarian Archetype Nightmare Studios? I believe it's Nightmare Studios. Super 7 Motu Classics type body, and then you got a 2.0 Mythic Legions on the far right. All right, so here is Sanguinius next to the Gargoyles Thalog, another winged creature. So our guy Sanguinius has kicked some major ass when he was alive. I mean, he was serving fools, like taking down multiple greater demons, took down his brother Angron, and like powered up Chaos Angron. Like, Sanguinius is an absolute beast when it comes to battling people. So be nice to find some kind of big demon looking character for him to go against, and Thalog here might be a prime candidate. Last comparisons here, we got some Marvel Legends, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk, and then a Valaverse Bone Collector. So, just as an aside, if you watch my videos, you know that I really go into it with the size comparisons, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, it's what I want to see when I watch people's reviews, and I can't tell you how disappointing it is when reviewers, especially like prominent reviewers who have tons of followers and they know tons of people are watching their videos, they get lazy sometimes and they only do like one or two comparisons, and they say, well, yeah, you know what it looks like. No, we don't. We want to see it. We want to see it. We know y'all got thousands of toys. Do the comparisons. Do the comparisons. So that's first reason. And then the second reason is because Well, I guess I already explained the second reason. Because I think that if you watch my videos, you want to see the comparisons too. So that's why I take a ton of time with it. Just FYI. All right, so final thoughts on Sanguinius. Look, this is another excellent release. It's what you've come to expect from JoyToy. Especially, they really pull out all the stops when they do these Primarchs. Like some of these guys, it was hard to really fathom or predict how they were going to pull it off. Like for instance, Horus. Like, how did they even make that a functional action figure? He has way too much stuff on him to really be functional, but he somehow is. So they did an excellent job with the wing setup and technology that they use there. The sculpting on this guy is spectacular. Yes, he's in all gold armor, but it has so many accents and so many like cracks and crevices in it that it adds depth to it. The face sculpt is great. The weapons are spectacular. The fact that he can hold nearly all of them, I guess you could say he can hold all of them, because you got a holster and you got a scabbard, and then he can hold the other two in his hands. So he's pretty complete. Like I said, the only thing I probably would have wanted would be another head sculpt of him either screaming, even a gritted teeth one, something like that. But other than that, this is an absolute home run. JoyToy continues to knock it out of the park. The only thing that I would ask JoyToy, and I know ain't none of y'all watching my video, but in case you see this somehow, decide on a size for your Space Marines and your Terminators and stuff, and keep it. Keep it. You can adjust proportions without having to go up too much in size if you want to make improvements. I'm all about improvements, but I saw people posting pictures of the Space Marine 2 figures, and they look great. They look great, but they're completely not fitting with the stuff that we have. And I ain't even talking about the stuff that came out when they first started doing Warhammer. I'm talking about the stuff that just came out like within the last calendar year. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.